Welcome. My name is Unmesh, founder of Sopact. This is a very innovative video series. This series goes from many key topics from building a framework and designing very effective storytelling. And I'll explain what storytelling means in a minute. It's a very different thing than what you think. It also goes into more nitty-gritty of the how to use different approach to create evidence-based data in a very precise and effective manner. And we have a whole host of topics that can really help you get up and running with your organizations. So first, let me describe major problem. Most organizations typically rely on funders, typically grant making or individual donors to raise money. And they spend inordinate number of time and money to create fundraising teams and design those things. And this is a very expensive propositions. There's a better approach. Approach is to really use your impact to not only drive the performance of your nonprofit, but actually you can raise millions of dollars. And trust me, we have done that with so many organizations. So come and join us and be part of this particular series, and you will be surprised how much this data can be so valuable. I recommend this, obviously, this video for everybody in mission-driven organizations. But eventually, the success of the storytelling will only come when your top management, executive directors, CEOs, and of the world are also paying attention to this process. Because without their buying, it's going to be very difficult to get complete success out of it. Storytelling is not what you really imagine. It's not about creating beautiful visualizations, how to tell the story effectively. That's not this purpose at all. In fact, this is a tried and proven approach which has helped many organizations to raise millions of dollars. And the way that you do it is through essentially a very unique process where you design very data-driven approach, improve internal learning culture, communicate impact, and ultimately showcase your stakeholders' engagement and outcome and build the credibility. It's not as difficult as most people think. It's in fact, it's rather much simpler if you follow through some of the processes. It all starts with the real data that is the most important to your program's objective, as well as what stakeholder wants. And we will walk you through a step-by-step approach on how to design those things in a way it's extremely effective. The system that is not well defined, you're going to give garbage in, garbage out. So be careful with that approach. And storytelling is not about putting a bunch of impact report and dashboard. That's not storytelling either. It's really about creating a key insights which wasn't available to you before. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. But that needle is what really gonna change your outcome and the way you communicate your impact in a more precise way. And this is a well-defined approach. I'll share lots of resources also, so you can walk through as we go. I'll show you the examples throughout this series, which will use Sopact's AI GPT to really fast forward many of the tasks that you take months into minutes altogether. More importantly, after that, you can use Sopact Sense. You can work with Sopact team also, so that you can see this example and how we work with partners like you. We'll also build an example of Girls Code Impact Report. It's an example, we'll take it throughout, and I'll also share some resources, an example throughout. But there are 4 key steps to this whole thing. One is, and this is the first step, you cannot get away with it, which is collect the data from various sources, and you define what the most important source is, and we will help you if you work with us. Analyze the data to identify key insights. Now, this is really where it's not about putting the bunch of charts and visualizations at all. It's not about simply collecting activity and output data. In fact, that's just going to yawn your funders. It's really about finding the more impactful metrics and the questions, and mostly the unbiased data collection practices, that can help you become impact driven and storytelling altogether. We'll present you multiple patterns of storytelling framework. Depending on your organization's objectives, you can choose one of those so that you can be on a path to success within a short period of time. And by the way, I have also included some of the list of a playlist. Welcome to go through that as well. What I'm showing is before we end is to show what is the ultimate results here. This is an example of one of our client, Talent Beyond Boundary, and they have built global dashboards, and it's completely public and available, and they are able to obviously communicate to all the partners and funders in a very effective way using all the real time. And guess what? The best part of this thing is that it's a real time. It's that as soon as the data changes in their different sources like Salesforce or anything, all the different outcomes are automatically updated, and that way you are not building separate report for different funders altogether. We'll also go through example GPT in this throughout the process, which will make your process of doing things from logic model to theory change to analyzing data from multiple sources pretty quickly, building surveys, storytelling framework. It can be done pretty fast. And your goal is obviously to communicate the impact. But again, I cannot emphasize enough this is not about reporting. It's about identify a few key elements. And you can see some of the key elements, and I will go through some of those in details. Really, it all starts with identifying the key stakeholders, and that can include primary stakeholders, secondary stakeholders, SDG alignment, theory of change. This is the most important thing, meaningful metrics that matters most, metrics that helps you differentiate your STEM organization or your workforce organization than others altogether. And that is going to key. And once you do that, you identify stakeholders. Outcome, causality can help you differentiate from your evidence part of it. Communication patterns, depending on type of the organizations, you can use before and after, pre and post, for example, feedback based, impact framework based, like theory of change, logic model, or impact management project based, problem statement, and measurement methodology. And you can see these resources in the video description below. So please do go through this thing, bookmark it on your browser, because you will be using this template throughout the process. With this template, you also have an examples that I have also provided that can take you end to end to understand how a girls code and a uplifting or a skill building organization can take it end to end altogether. So we'll walk you through that examples throughout the video series. So I hope you are in for a surprise and ready to start taking a seat in your home, but ultimately get you started with one of the most exciting outcome and class that you have ever taken. So see you in the next one. Again, I want to remind you to sign up to other video classes, and please do not forget to like and subscribe video series. That's how we grow. We know we've been giving a lot of contents for free and a lot of people are liking it, but without your support, we cannot grow. So please help us and come and talk to us.